Do a check on my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're about 4.5 minutes to go live. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I want to start by saying, long live George Floyd. Were it not for the loss of your beautiful life, we would not be standing here on this beautiful day. For far too long in this country, our lives have been devalued and not valued when it comes to Black lives. This week has been the Liberty Bell. This week, the Liberty Bell has been struck for change. We met with the leaders of Fargo, West Fargo, and Moorhead, demanding change. We're fully aware that change will not come overnight. We've been met with an overwhelming amount of support and engagement from Mayor Mahoney, Mayor Judd, the police chief Todd, as well as countless other elected officials. And they are ready and willing to help bring about the change that is yet to come. They say it's always darkest before the dawn. And right now we are at one of the most critical, if not the most critical, darkest time that any of us still alive and breathing have experienced. From the pandemic to racial injustice and inequality. My hope is that the sun will shine. The sun will shine on Black and brown people. And the sun will shine on the entire human race. Tomorrow, we will gather as one Fargo to celebrate in unity. Make no doubts about it. It was an extremely difficult decision to reverse course on our plans. But what we did was show a goodwill of faith and effort to the leaders of Fargo to signify our desperation for change. Let me be clear that our work is far from done. We are just beginning. Mayor Mahoney said it best when he said, this cannot just be a one-time event. This cannot just be a one-time meeting. We are going to need to meet possibly every week until some kind of change is brought about. In the coming days, weeks, and months, we hope to bring about significant change to the area. My hope is that as one Fargo, we can be the light to the world, and we can show that when people come together, regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, or economic standing, that we can make change, that we can invoke change in the world. Saturday will forever be remembered in Fargo. My hope is that tomorrow will forever be remembered in the history of Fargo. We are not as bad as our worst times, and we are not as good as our best. But all we can do is hope to be the best people possible, that we wake up today and then hope to be even better tomorrow. I'd like to thank Mayor Mahoney and Mayor Judd. I'd like to thank the police chief, Todd, and our law enforcement officials as well for all that they have done to listen the last few days, for the energy that they have put forth to say, you know what? It's time. We finally hear you. We're listening. We're ready to work with you step by step, hand in hand, to show that we are united in your fight. We are united in your struggle, and we are willing and ready to do what it takes to bring about the change that you seek. We understand we're not perfect, but we also understand that we are able. The Black community appreciates that. And we're ready to march forward. So tomorrow, I ask that everyone comes out. We will be at Island Park. We will stay at Island Park. We will not take to the streets. We will celebrate the fact that the 4 officers are now charged. As we speak right now, George Floyd's funeral service is going on. We still do not have justice for several others. Make no doubts about it that we are fully aware of what's to come, the long road ahead. But tomorrow is a good faith effort to the city of Fargo to say that we're willing to sacrifice if you are too. So I encourage people to put down their signs. I encourage them to leave things that aren't welcome tomorrow at Island Park at home, to peacefully come out. We've asked the city of Fargo and the police department to put down the riot gear, to put down the shields, to come out as human beings, as we will be human beings, and come to the park and share with the people and speak with the people and interact with them. Show them who you really are. I got the chance to spend time with them 8 o'clock this morning and hear their stories and ask them, what's the toughest part of being a police officer? There were tears in that room. This isn't easy on any of us. Not those who carry the badge, and not those who carry the burden of wearing black skin. But if we can come together, then we can create the genuine change that we want to be and that we want to see in the world. So again, it is with the utmost effort and pleading that I ask that you guys show up as a community tomorrow and we keep things as peaceful as possible so that we can bring about change. Our feelings and emotions have been felt, our actions have been heard, and now it's time for our voices and our agendas and our expectations to be met and brought forward. And tomorrow is going to signify the start of that time. So all I can say is one more time. Tomorrow is a day of peace. Tomorrow is a celebration of a small step forward and a mile-long plus road. We will not be protesting. We will be speaking and we will be celebrating. So if you would like to join us in positive energy, I encourage you to come out and share with us as we grow one Fargo. If you are looking to destroy that, I encourage you to stay home. Thank you.
It's your guys' event. You get to
Thank you, everybody, for watching this and also for the press to come out. Tomorrow, like my great friend Wes said, he held the hammer on the nail. Tomorrow is a day of celebration, and we keep saying the word celebration. And a lot of people on social media is asking, well, what are we celebrating? They have not been convicted. Many more have not received justice. We're celebrating the fact that we protested in a Republican state and we got our voice heard. We're celebrating that it didn't take 4 people up here, but it took the whole city of Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo, some from Grand Forks and beyond, to come out and make our voice one and heard. We just want to tell every one of you guys out there that participated, that helped us, that supported us, thank you. And that is what tomorrow is about. For us to say thank you, for us to show our support to the community, as well as receive the support that you guys have been showering us with so many times since this has started. Like was mentioned earlier, this is not something that's gonna end today. We have a list of demands that we did bring up for our community, and not just the Black community, but the minority community that lives here. We need to see a change. And I think Fargo have taken off the blankie off the table, and we have seen what it is. And we're ready to work on our own backyard before we start fixing others. In this moment, I just want everybody to self-reflect as tomorrow is coming and know that this is the time for a change, a positive change. And if you feel like this is not what you want to contribute to in a positive way, we urge you to please stay home. Please do not come and mess up what people have fought for, what people have marched for, what people have put their life on the line for, because this is not it. This is a celebration of unity. This is a celebration of uniqueness. People have fought for years to get this done, and we was able to get it done in a matter of days. So that is something to be proud of. As we celebrate tomorrow, we say, come out, bring the kids. Come and enjoy what we work hard for as a community. I would like to thank these men behind me, because this wasn't just a one-person effort, but collective as community. And as leaders, we ask that those who come after us see the change that we're making and also feel the change that we're making. We don't stand divided, but united. And we ask that when you do come tomorrow, come with your positive attitude. Come with the endless possibility that things will change. And we got the promise of these great men behind us to ensure that change that will come. This is not a today thing nor a tomorrow thing. This is a continuous change, because we as human beings always fall short, but we work hard to reach great heights. We tell you guys thank you so much, and we'll love any question or feedback.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that's in here. Thank you to my community. Thank you to all of the leaders. My name is Angelina, and I'm so glad to be here today. If you look in the news and you see America is upside down. Many cities are still protesting to this day. Many cities started since the death of George Floyd was on the internet. And since then, everyone been disturbed, everyone been angry, everyone felt the pain, the agony, and the frustration, especially the Black community. We felt hurt. We felt dehumanized. We watched our brother, a fellow Black brother, died right before our eyes. And we, as friends and sisters and brothers, we saw that, and we couldn't sit and let that just be a hashtag on social media. We said to ourselves, we have to do something. And I'm going to quote Gandhi. He has a famous saying that goes, "You must be the change you want to see in the world." And I believe we carry on pretty well with that quote. And I believe in that quote. I believe that if I want to see a change happen in my community, in my state, in my city, it must start with me. And because we took on that bold step of coming forward, knowing the amount of hate, racist slurs, threats that was going to be thrown at us, we still took on that bold step and said we're going to do it, not because of the media or the attention, because we want change. And we live in a community in the city that we have wonderful leaders like them. It only took us one protest, whereas in Minneapolis, they're still protesting. In other states, they're still protesting. But our leaders, they felt that pain, they hurt us. And we didn't have to do it more than once. That's what you call a community that wants unity, that wants peace. And I thank you guys for that. You guys really showed us that you care about us. You care about your people. And today, we're here again, thanking our community, and we're inviting the community to come out tomorrow and join us in this celebration. This is a peaceful celebration. This celebration sums up and wrap up our joy and the victory we had since yesterday and ongoing. Like my friend said, we're not ending today, nor are we ending tomorrow. This isn't just a Black Lives Matter in a moment because it's trending right now. It's not a trend. This is our life, and we take it very seriously. And because we want to see that change in our community, we ask also that you, as a community, work with us, fight with us, be there for us, speak for us. Don't just let it be for 2020. This is the year that all of the chaos happened. But let this be the year that change begin in our city, that change begin within ourselves. We look forward to seeing everyone out there. We encourage you guys, please, we're for peace tomorrow. We're here to celebrate tomorrow. If you are not for what we're doing, if you stand against us, it's okay, we have our differences, but we ask that you leave that at home or you stay at home. Thank you. Please invite your friends, your family, your loved ones. We want to celebrate together. Just like you guys celebrated with us, you guys fought with us, protested with us. So we want to invite you in this moment of celebration.
I would just like to say some brief words. First of all, thank you to everybody, the city of Fargo, the city of Moorhead, Grand Forks, everyone that came out that Saturday and peacefully marched with us and were just as equally angered about the death of George Floyd. Tomorrow is a celebration, as you have heard, and we are coming to celebrate the life of George and countless other Black lives that have been wrongly taken. We ask that you guys come with a positive mind, a positive spirit, and just all in all love for everybody and come together as a community. But we also ask that it does not just end there tomorrow and or Saturday. We ask that you continue to be a community and be united. If you see someone that doesn't look like you, have a conversation with them. If you see someone who has different views as you, talk with them, understand their viewpoints, understand why they feel the way they feel. And I'm not sure which police officer said this, but they said it earlier this morning. It's kind of hard to hate someone if you get to know them. So we thank you guys, and we're happy to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
We'll open it up for questions. Our organizers are the ones I wanted you to hear today because this is something we've all worked hard on. We're very proud of the progress we've made. But let it be known in the community, we've all made a commitment to do more than one step. We're all going to work hard, vigorously to try to improve relations throughout the community. And Mayor Judd, myself, Mayor Dardis are going to work respectively in our different police departments and work within our community areas and see what else can we do to make our community work well together. And I think one of the officers today also said, let's put some love on you. And that's probably really what we got to do is we want to heal a bit. We want to put love on each other. And we truly want our community to be the community people want to come to. They want to live in Moorhead, they want to live Fargo or West Fargo, they want to feel safe, they want to feel that they can raise their families. So we're truly trying to build a community effort, and tomorrow is a celebration that we all do love each other, and we will work together to make this a better place. So we'll open it up to questions.
it's a call for a celebration and for peace. For those folks who didn't hear that part of it and show up, is there something in place to convince them that they should go home, or how would that be addressed?
I would just say that, you know, that kind of energy is just not needed. I don't think that we really need to focus on the negativity part. I think that we should set our sights on unifying Fargo and how unified it will be tomorrow. There was quite a few things that happened on Saturday. It wasn't just, you know, a protest that turned into a riot. There was a lot of things involved. We're intimately working with Fargo PD and local law enforcement to ensure that the celebration remains peaceful. When it is done, we'll be able to get people out and about, back to where they live and reside, and make sure that the property of Fargo stays, you know, exactly the way that it is, and that's in pristine and beautiful condition. I don't suspect that we're going to have any trouble tomorrow, but we do have safeguards in place to make sure that that does not happen. And anyone that's looking to start something, they're going to stand out right away. I'll just say that much.
Could someone address, we're hearing so much about online threats. The word credible threats has been raised. Can you explore that a little bit? Where are the threats coming from and how might they be addressed?
We are experiencing, I think everyone here have received some type of threat. And the threats are coming from those who mindset have already been turned, and it's just people who you cannot persuade them, and they just have their own agenda and hatred in their heart. And to those people, I will say, we love you. If you have never heard that word before, we are a people of love and peace. We will not condone any type of violence or racial slur back to them. We refuse to. Those people are looking for attention, and they see the movement and they see that we are putting ourselves out there and getting the attention to change just not their perspective, but the perspective of the community. And that is a threat to them and what they stand for. And that would not silence us. In the words of great people, unless you get one threat, you have not made it in life. So we're not condoning any violence. We're not going to engage with them. We're not going to give them the time of day. We will not continue to give them that attention that they're seeking so much. We have strong communication with the police department. We are sending any information or any threats that we are getting or anything in that nature to them. Like we keep forcing and keep saying, this is peaceful. We are not a people of violence. If you are an African or a Black person, when you're growing up in a Black home, you get the talk. And this is not a driver's license talk or a how to handle your sexuality talk. This is a talk of a Black family given to their Black child. And that talk is, no matter how much people give you hate, you love them back regardless. And you always feel that hate with love. You never let someone else change your perspective, turn the other cheek. And we ask that that same Bible that was given to our ancestors so many years ago that we follow so strongly, we ask those who do not see our value to follow that Bible as well.
No, you're all good. All good. I'll make a brief comment, Dave, just to as a corollary to your question answer. I know I will be anticipating a question regarding Governor Walz's executive order, so I want to address that, and I'll be brief and succinct. That the governor did reach out to me yesterday via phone call, and we did have a discussion, which I will not discuss, about the situation up here in the Fargo Moorhead area. I informed him of the fact that we were in conversation with the organizers and that we were engaged in dialogue, and also that the intent is that what had originally began as a protest is now going to be a celebration. So obviously, as the mayor of the city of Moorhead and him being the governor of the state of Minnesota, we have to address any potential credible information that law enforcement has received that may, and I want to emphasize may, affect the public safety of our citizens. So the Minnesota National Guard unit that is based out of Moorhead will be coming back. It is fortuitous that the time that they're coming back will also coincide with the time that is set for the celebration. So just to put any rumors or anything for third-party information, there will not be a guard presence in Moorhead during the celebration. It is merely a precaution. I'll restate, it is a precautionary measure that just in case those outside influences of which we are speaking of does show up with the ill intent to break what is going to be a good, positive celebration in this community, then they are available at our disposal. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question, and I didn't know what kind of press conference it was going to be before I got here, so this is mostly directed for the chief and for the mayor, but kind of going along with his question, there have been dozens of online threats directed toward these fine people right here, and also personal threats of mass shootings, arson. Do you consider these threats, especially the ones that are online, viable? Are they being tracked and counted, and are they real?
We look at all the threats that are brought to our attention and that we find through our intelligence detectives and try to analyze that. We certainly take that seriously. These fine young people here recognize that that's part of my job, and we're going to facilitate their event and try to make that successful and be engaged with them down there during that event. But they also recognize that we have the responsibility as the police department to provide protection for our community where we feel that there are symbolic targets or where analysis has indicated they may be targets, and so you'll see that, and we do the best we can. I really enjoyed my time yesterday, spending my time with these young, intelligent, vibrant, and passionate community members. I had a nice time listening to what they had to say, what their life stories are, what their experiences are. It was good for me to hear that. And I thank them for coming to the police station this morning to spend some time with our officers, our community engagement team, and learn what the police department is doing and some of the things that we have in place, and the willingness to engage our officers and have them involved in kind of a part of their event to help them make it successful. That's a first step in what needs to happen here. We will do whatever we can to keep this a positive event and a safe event, and we will be there to try to stop anything negative from happening.
Another question for Chief Todd. Wes had mentioned in talking with you today that the officers at Island Park would potentially be leaving their riot gear behind. Is that the case? Is that the plan?
Yes, our community engagement team will, I don't know if the word embedded is the right thing to use, but they'll be right with them side by side, helping them engage the community in this event, and that is our intention, yes.
Okay, and then one more question for you. Are you able to make any comment in regards to the suspension of Deputy Chief Todd Odmanson?
Yes, I think I've said really what I have to say in our press release. Unfortunate that occurred, and he takes full responsibility for that, and accepts the immediate suspension that he has received. We certainly have some further investigation to look at that issue, and let's just wait and see where the facts lead us and the due process of that investigation.
So you guys have made a lot of progress even just this first week, all meeting together. And I know you mentioned that, tomorrow's not the end of it. Is there any plans in place right now for you guys to meet, I don't know, weekly or monthly, or to further this movement together?
Right now, our full focus is on tomorrow. We want that event to go well. We're going to start to look for time slots the next 2 weeks. We all get together. I think a couple people are a little tired. It's been a lot of work and a lot of effort, and will be to get this thing to go. But no, we've got stuff set up, and we're really excited about it. We're going to work with the Human Relations Commission with Nicole Crutchfield and her team, and we're going to work with the police liaisons as well. I don't want to schedule all the meetings too quickly because people will be overwhelmed when we start coming at them so fast, but we're going to work together, and we've made that commitment as a team to work together and open it up for other people for dialogue. So we have a lot of places we want to look at and see if we can make some improvements. I've got commitments of my commissioners as well. We're going to have some legislative people here tomorrow at the event as well, so they can listen and learn. And it's going to be, let's start opening up and see what else we can do. So that's what we all look at as, what are the possibilities? And they chose One Fargo as a theme because that's the theme we want, because they want our community, we want our community to be a community people want to live in. And that's what we're going to strive for. And we're going to make it so anybody in this community feels safe and, like our cops. And I hate to get a speeding ticket, but I'll tell you, just so you can get around and feel comfortable in the community. Opportunities, what opportunities do we have? What engagement we have in government and either commissions or committees or different things like that. Get young people involved. I mean, as any mayor, you would just die to have young people get involved with what we call engagement. Well, we're going to get engaged, so wait and watch out.
This question is also for the mayor, or actually two questions. There's a story out there saying that City Hall had a threat and Antifa was behind it. And also there's been at least 2 cases of white men walking around with weapons, rifles in one case, a pistol, turned out to be airsoft gun, but intimidation tactics. In this time, is there anything that you can do legally to curb that or to anything?
Well, Minnesota has the National Guard coming out. We have the North Dakota National Guard coming out to protect our city buildings, and you'll see them here tomorrow. It's not from any of this group that we're doing it for. It's for the threats we're getting from other people. And so we will protect city assets, businesses, everybody without the community. And we have a full preparation that we've done, Chief Todd and West Fargo as well, and Moorhead as well. So we're all working together. We want to start healing the community. So no, we've not, just as we talked about today, if you come with hate, don't come to the event. And if you have any hate that you want to go around my community, you're not going to be welcome. And we'll use whatever means we have to dissuade any of that events happening. As you know, they did have some people with guns on Saturday night, and they were escorted basically away. So yeah, we're not going to tolerate that.
Question for any of the organizers here today, whichever one would like to answer. What changes would you like to see here in our area, in our region here?
I think we can answer all together. We did, when we went to the meeting, we did have a list of demands, and that is not public to the city right now. Changes in which we want to see is a panel of various organizations reflect the diversity that is in this community. We want both Black and Indigenous women to be a highlight of this community. We want our Black men to walk freely and go to work without being stopped and asking them, where are you going? Or in a community and ask, why are you here? We also want proper training and education to the police department so they know how to handle people who don't look like them or from the same background. There's several different things that was on that demand list that we all spoke about. So the discussion was 4 hours long, basically. And we came to such a wonderful point where everybody was happy when we left the meeting. I will say that.
Do we have any additional questions?
What we'd like to do is, it's George Floyd's funeral today, so if those one of us want to watch that or be participants of it, we'd like to break up now just so people can get to that. And you'll be, I'm sure you guys will be around tomorrow, so we'll be happy to talk to you again tomorrow. Did you have one question?
Just a question for the chief. We've heard time and time again in national that people are coming from out of town to various events and riots and protests. Do you guys have any intel that there are people who are traveling here tomorrow for that?
We've certainly seen some indications of that, but it's more on a national level, so it's hard to say if it's coming here or not. We're certainly watching the event that's occurring up in Grand Forks right now to see how that goes and see if that gives us any indications of what we might see tomorrow. Yes.
Just to follow up what the mayor mentioned about National Guard or protecting of the city assets, will there be law enforcement around buildings or close to buildings just in case?
So the question for you that didn't hear with the microphone is, will there be law enforcement and National Guard presence around buildings? Yes, you will see that tomorrow. We are certainly interested in protecting our community. It's sometimes hard to tell the viability of the threats and how serious they are, but when they're out there, you as a police department have to treat them seriously. And our community organizers here understand that. This is their community too. They want this community protected also. That's what allows us to take the next steps into furthering this dialogue and our progress.
And before we end, I just want to say again that the only reason we're here today is because of George Floyd and his unjust murder. And I just want to say long live George Floyd, and my hope is that we can bring about change.
And tomorrow is Breonna Taylor's birthday, a young lady who was killed as well. So we're definitely going to keep that in mind as we celebrate tomorrow.
Thank you all. We appreciate you for being here.